actually had 20,000 less border crossings than the last month of Donald Trump's administration. So he's really speaking out of two sides of his mouth here. 2.5 million people that got. Well, he is.
Jessica, they're flying them in. No, they're flying them in,
Jesse,
and they're putting them through ports of entry, and they don't count those.
Tell me.
They don't count them.
Would you prefer if that chart could say 14,000 rapists, and I know that they all got in here under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? You can't, because the numbers are not specific to which administration. They could have come in under Barack Obama.
Do you think they all came in under Donald
Trump?
No,
of course I don't. But I'm saying that it
Here's
is
the bottom line.
Unfair to say that it is only a problem.
If they reduce the numbers in June of 24, they can't now complain that we don't have a border bill. You can't have it both ways. On the one hand, they're saying they're capable of reducing the numbers as they did in June.
And we could go even further.
But they will not do, when on day one?
Jesse, when you got the bipartisan border bill.
I assumed when someone came across our border and they were caught and they ran their info and it came back as a convicted murderer, they were immediately arrested, detained, and deported. I didn't know we were catching and releasing killers into the United States. So they have caught and released 13,000 murderers into the United States and lost track of them. And then they've caught and released 20,000 rapists into the United States and lost track of them. That's an impeachable offense. The fact that they impeached Trump over a phone call, and these people are letting in rapists and murderers into the country because they don't care, that's high crimes and misdemeanors.
Is that true for Trump as well, if any of them got in under him?
That's not his policy. Catch and release was not his policy.
He's in charge.
It's their policy.
Oh my God.
That's your policy. You guys didn't end it, and this little ruse of the border bill that they wanted to pass was designed to fail so they could blame Trump and have a political talking point.
He said kill the bill.
They didn't have any deportations.
He said kill the bill.
They didn't end catch and release, and they didn't secure the border. I read the bill. You didn't. That's why people didn't vote for it, Jessica. They are flying people into the country. Still, to this day, she has not deported any person whatsoever. And she probably considers this a success. Because if you think about it, she's let in 10 million illegal aliens.
12.
Hasn't even deported anybody.
Yesterday it was 20 million. So.
Hasn't even deported anybody, Jessica. And now she says she wants to give them amnesty. Now, when they get amnesty, they can vote. And she's not deporting anybody, and she wants to give them amnesty. That means she wants the border like this. That means she doesn't want a secure border. Jessica, when you get amnesty,
that's not true. They're literally taking their names off of the voting rolls, these people who are illegal. Are you kidding?
It's a complete conspiracy theory that is what's going
Jessica,
on.
I also did math.
14,000.
You did math.
Let's talk about
Jesse
the
Waters
sex
does
offenders.
math.
Janine, let me just tell you something about my math skills. I think I did this right. No calculator. If they have 10 million illegals that they confronted crossing the border, and 500,000 of them are criminals, that's 5% of the people that she let in are criminals. 5% are criminals. And they said that these people were honest workers.
Oh, yeah.
They said they had a lower rate of offense. Now, do you think 5% of Americans are criminals? No. No, they're not. So that means the illegal aliens that are coming in have more of a predisposition to crime than the American citizens.
Do you think only bad hombres
when
came
you
under
talk
Trump
about sex
under
offenders,
Biden?
I just
sex offenders are recidivists. They will commit the crime again.
And against women.
Engineer, is it live? We recording? We live? America, baby. What's going on, beautiful people? What's going on, family? How y'all doing? I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. In this corrupt scam of a disgraceful matrix that we live in, man. Unbelievable. You know, but we got to come together. We got to love one another. One love to the human race, man. Y'all call, text, give a hug to your loved ones if they're around, man. Tell them you love them, you know, because we don't know what to expect next, man. Prayers for Trump in the comment section down below, for his family, his team, his campaign, you know, and they're also saying how October, it can, you know, a lot of people, man, even people outside of politics is saying October could be crazy, man. So prayers for October. We are close and closer to November 5th, man. And we encourage everybody to go out and vote. But we got a little spicy video for y'all today, man. You know, and the border has been, you know, trending. It's one of our biggest issues, man. And quite frankly, the vice president, you know, she had a job, couldn't do it, you know. But hey, I was a prosecutor. Then you ask her about the economy. I grew up in the middle class. I don't see how anybody is voting for these puppet politicians, man. And every single interview she does now, it's just she bombs it. And every time she has an interview, she makes more people want to vote for Trump that are anti-Trumpers, never Trumpers, that are even Trump deranged. But when you're Trump deranged stage 4, which we have on the show here, just Jessica Tarlov, Trump deranged stage 4. Yeah. But before we get into that, I want to show y'all this clip. I think everybody needs to hear and see this, man. I'm going to show y'all this clip real quick before we jump in.
A president's first duty and sole allegiance is to his own citizens, the citizens of his country, and Kamala's allegiance is to illegal aliens and foreign migrants. That's what it is, and maybe that's a Marxist thing. I don't know. And where is her father? I'd love to speak to him. Because nobody's heard from him, but I would like to speak to him. My heart is loyal only to the American people. I just feel for the American people.
Man of the people, man. A president that puts we the people first, America first. And they hate that. You know? And again, you might not like the way he comes off or the things that he says, you know, but it's authentic. It's human. He you know, he's not off a teleprompter. He can go off script. But hey, threat to democracy. He's a threat to our corrupt system. You know, constitutional republic. A threat to our democracy. Hitler, dictator on day one. You know, then they take the smallest little clips and then out of the big clip and spin things, take it out of context. He's such a bad, evil, disgusting guy. You know, how could anybody vote for him? Who would want this guy back in? You know, he's a racist. He's this and that. Project 2025. When it came out that Project 2025 isn't his presidency, you know. Everybody's come out, the director, everybody has said, sorry, you guys, but everything that you're hearing is fake news. But people are so Trump deranged. They have so much hatred with them from watching the mainstream media, listening to family and friends, not being able to do their own research and think for themselves. So they think that of this guy, you know. And shout out to, you know, creators like myself, other creators, tons of creators that I've come in contact with and that you guys also love and watch as well. And we've woken up a lot of people, man, you know, of the corruption, you know, exposing the, you know, the calling out the truth, you know, and we live in a corrupt scam of a matrix. Just be honest with you, man. Millions are struggling and dying right now. We're dropping like flies. And a lot of people believe in the system. That's killing them. Like I said, I want my tax dollars back, man. I know y'all laugh when I say that, but I be dead serious. I want my tax dollars back. But let's go and get into it, y'all. Let's go and get into it. They even titled it, "This is the biggest crime story I've ever seen." But they are breaking down, you know, the southern border, and you know, Kamala Harris. I was a prosecutor. You just can't make this stuff up, man. You just can't make it up, man. But we are in a fight to get our country back. We need common sense back, a change of leadership, man. You know, and like I told y'all know my story. I myself was one of those ones that followed the mainstream media, the family and friends, the fake news, saw all the headlines and went with it. And I was an anti-Trumper, never Trumper, until I started doing my research. And there are tons of that are watching the video that were also in the same boat as me. And I'm 24 years old. And there's tons older than me, a completely different generation that believe the same thing, and now they're on the Trump train. Lifelong Democrats on the Trump train. The tide is turning, man. People are sick and tired. The failures, the lies. Joe Biden was as sharp as a tack. dropped the snow cone on the floor. It was a cheap fake, a deep fake. Dropped the whole snow cone on the floor. Cheap fake, a deep fake. Walks out into the middle of nowhere in the wind. Cheap fake, deep fake. Live during a press conference. You know, what do I say next? What's going on? Where am I? Where am I? A cheap fake, a deep fake. 81 million votes. 81 million. 81 million. We know what happened at 3 o'clock. We seen y'all on camera. We seen when the paperwork came back. You know, we know what happened now. Everybody woke up and said, what? Yeah, we know how corrupt it is, man. And it's corrupt. It's a corrupt system. You know, a lot of people don't want to hear it, but it's, you know, it's the truth. Let's go and jump in, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, baby. We keep it real. You know, we keep it real, man. You know, for real.
Now, along with Judge Janine Pirro, Jessica Tarlov, Jesse Waters, and Greg Gutfeld, it's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. Illegal immigrant murderers and rapists are roaming free in America. Those are stunning new details revealed just hours before Kamala Harris's first border visit in more than 3 years.
Y'all see the report? I did a whole video on it. Y'all showed so much love on that video, but isn't that disgusting, man? And my love, my prayers, my condolences goes out to those families and people that have been affected, man, by this. That what they've allowed has been, it's an absolute disgrace, man. You know, wide open. Come on in. We got free food, housing, healthcare for you, everything. Housing. Come on. 100. I've got 150,000 for you. 0%. Come on in. But we the people struggling, veterans on the street, dying, homeless.
ICE officials releasing stunning data showing more than 425,000 convicted illegal immigrant criminals. They're just walking.
And again, I'm gonna pause it for y'all so y'all can get it in. We've already done a video on this, so a lot of y'all probably already seen this. But the numbers are higher, are way higher. And everybody's even admitted to that. Even the ones that, you know, what these numbers here even said. Even the director said the numbers are way higher than this. And we've heard Trump repeat that millions of times.
Streets, including over 13,000 convicted of homicide and some 15,000 of sexual assault. Former President Trump pinning the blame right on Kamala Harris.
It's a killing machine. It's a killing machine, and they're killing people all over our country. And I've been saying this from the beginning of the Harris-Biden disaster. It's no longer an administration. And nobody who's allowed this to happen to our country is fit to be the president of the United States. They're dumping them in our country, and I never had proof. And I can finally look at them and see, I say, I told you so to the fake news. She should resign in disgrace for what she's done to our country, not run for president.
And Harris is set to meet with border officials and give a speech later where she will, of course, attack Donald Trump on the
stage photo op, you know, come there for 20 minutes. Unbelievable.
issue. A big contrast from what she said in the past.
I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminal. This administration has decided to vilify them and to trade on them for the sake of this president's medieval vanity project called a wall.
Would you be committing to close immigration detention centers?
Absolutely, on day one.
They have pledged to carry out the largest deportation, a mass deportation in American history. What are they talking about?
Well, what we're talking about, Greg, is what if you live in many of these cities all across America, you are seeing it with your own eyes. Like, you don't necessarily even have to go to the border to see the results of what's happened in the last 3.5 years. And then these numbers are pretty stunning.
In the real world, she would be toast. And I don't like getting riled up for no reason because the story is so unbelievable. I wanted to see if it was reported elsewhere. You know, couldn't find it on MSNBC, CNN.
You're not going to find it on, I'm telling you. Fake news, the woke media, the enemy of the people, you know. And again, I salute all our independent media, all our content creators, everybody that's calling this out. You know, they see that they don't show none of this stuff that we be showing y'all on these other programs. I'm telling y'all, CNN, they don't be showing none of this stuff, man. Some of the biggest problems and issues and biggest things and then the corruption that is happening it's not being shown. But Kamala's gonna give you an opportunity economy. You will have an opportunity, you guys. We will have an opportunity. And I like this. I love this lineup we have on the 5. You know, even though you see Jessica sitting at the table, the conflict of interest, everybody wants her to just leave, fired, resign. I mean, just put her out. You don't even got to submit an application or a background check or resume for the View or CNN, MSNBC, ABC. Jessica, you could just go there and they will welcome you and put you on an amazing salary. Yeah. But I love this lineup about this topic that we're talking about, you know, with the border and everything that's happening and it's just a disgrace. I love that they have this lineup, you know, because it's fun to get real spicy. Let's go and get into it, man.
And Drudge, you have the release of hundreds of thousands of foreign criminals, like they emptied the jails, raped thousands of rapists, thousands of murderers. And on the pages of all of these networks, the death of Maggie Smith, which is sad, great actress, Lana Del Rey's marriage, P. Diddy rumors, but nothing about what is easily one of the most probably the biggest crime story I've ever seen. So we know that Democrats watch this show. Some of them hate watching. But if you're watching this, the media doesn't want you to know this information. They don't want it to reach you. They would rather you die or be raped than Trump be right or find out the truth.
Wow.
So you can hate Fox all you want. You can hate Trump all you want. You can hate me. But you can't hate yourself and your family so much that you're going to ignore a story that puts them in danger. Now, even if these numbers are off.
Listen, this is one reason why we play Fox on the channel. One of the reasons why, man. Whether you like it or not. You know.
50%. Please, I think that the fact checkers should fact check it. You know, tell us, no, it's not 16,000 rapists. It's only 8,000. It's only 7,000 murders. Cool. I'm glad you're okay with that. I'll take your fact check. But anybody who defends this or says it's not that big a deal is complicit, and they should be held accountable. Every victim of every crime by the people that are in here that we haven't vilified, who are actual villains, you need to file a class action suit against this government. You know, these bastards were more offended by stories of cats being eaten than real stories reported here of actual rape and murder. And if you ask why those other stories existed, it was the only way to get these a-holes in the media to even look at this story. They can only see immigration as a gotcha moment for political gain. There are actual people that are dying. This is a huge story. Where is it?
And we talk about it all the time,
Judge,
man.
the amount of pressure on law enforcement and prosecutors to try to either track them down, I mean, they already had their hands full, and now it's so much harder.
You know, Greg, I like the fact that you said you didn't like getting riled up, but, you know, I got riled up when I heard this. I'm exhausted from being riled up. How dare they? How dare they let 15,000 murderers, 14,000 murderers? One guy from Peru has 23 murder convictions. Okay? They let them and they release them into the interior of the United States. They're flying them in. And they've been lying to us, saying the border is secure. Mayorkas, Biden, Kamala, the border is secure. The border is not secure. They've been lying and telling us that they're vetting these people. They're not vetting these people. They can't. They don't have the machinery to do that. What do? Call China at 11:30 on Saturday night and say, hey, we got a guy here. Can you tell us whether or not he's got any convictions for DUI? Look, the border is not secure, and Joe reversed 64 executive orders that Donald Trump put in effect that protected Americans. And now she's got the unmitigated gall to go to the border now as a border hawk. This is a woman who says something like that what she wants to do is she wants to protect Americans. She's going to go to the border like the fraud that she is to protect Americans. She can't protect Americans. She's in favor of sanctuary cities and sanctuary states, which is why these people are running free, because the Democrats who support these cities and states will not hand them over to ICE. They don't care if they are torturing and murdering people. They will not hand them over. So we get to live with these people among us who are sanctuary blessed and not in a position of being arrested. And, you know, we don't even know about the unknown numbers, whether or not the unknowns who come in, we know 10 to 12 million that she let in, but the unknown gotaways and the known gotaways, add another 4 million there. We don't know who they are. So stop telling me that these people, they just want to start a better life. Prove it. It's on you. You have no right to come here. Come here the legal way. Pay your way. And you know what? She's going to throw more money at it. We don't need more money at it. The last thing I'm going to say is this. Stop letting people tell you we need asylum, let us in. Don't believe them.
Jessica, I'm sure you agree 100%. No, I'm kidding.
Totally.
But
Here we go.
it is an interesting thing that you have a lot in the media and several Democrats saying, actually, crime's down, everything's fine, nothing to see here. But people are seeing this like every day. And then these numbers are really eye-popping, and the ones that we don't know about, and which is how all of these things add up to the point that you get to almost 68% of people saying that they agree with Donald Trump about mass deportations.
Yeah, I mean, crime is something that no matter what the stats say, it's a feeling, and that people feel demonstrably unsafe. And I don't think you can refute that. I think that you have to meet people where they are about it and not just message to them what you want to. But
here it comes.
These numbers are astronomical. It's deeply concerning, but it also isn't a Biden-Harris problem. The issue with
Ojo. Ojo was coming.
with the ICE chart is that there's no time frame on that. So it includes people who are in this country who came in under Donald Trump as well. And Donald Trump told us he had the most secure border in American history.
Here he goes.
But 2.5 million people came into this country under Donald Trump, and he deported far less than Barack Obama did, actually, in a 4-year period. So you want to talk about it as a problem? It is absolutely a problem. But you can't lay this at the feet of one administration when the other administration had an insecure border policy itself. And I think that if you look at July of 2024, so that's the last month that we have the count for, they actually had 20,000 less border crossings than the last month of Donald Trump's administration. So he's really speaking out of two sides of his mouth here.
Where's the fact checkers at, man?
2.5 million people that got. Well, he is.
Jessica, they're flying them in.
No,
they're flying them in,
Jesse,
and they're putting them through ports of entry,
do
and
not
they don't
back up.
count those.
Tell me,
They don't count them.
would you prefer if that chart could say 14,000 rapists, and I know that they all got in here under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? You can't, because the numbers are not specific to which administration. They could have come in under Barack Obama.
Do you think they all came in under Donald
No,
Trump?
of course I don't. But I'm saying that it
Here's
is
the bottom line.
unfair to say that it is only a problem.
If they reduce the numbers in June of 24, they can't now complain that we don't have a border bill. You can't have it both ways. On the one hand, they're saying they're capable of reducing the numbers as they
And we
did
could go
in June,
even further.
but they will not do. Oh, when on day one?
Jesse,
when
go
you
ahead.
got the bipartisan border bill.
I assumed when someone came across our border and they were caught and they ran their info and it came back as a convicted murderer, they were immediately arrested, detained, and deported. I didn't know we were catching and releasing killers into the United States. So they have caught and released 13,000 murderers into the United States and lost track of them. And then they've caught and released 20,000 rapists
Here you go.
into the United States and lost track of them. That's an impeachable offense. The fact that they impeached Trump over a phone call, and these people are letting in rapists and murderers into the country because they don't care, that's high crimes and misdemeanors.
Is that true for Trump as well? If any of them got in under him?
That's not his policy. Catch and release was not his policy.
He's in
It's
charge.
their policy.
my God.
That's your policy. You guys didn't end it, and this little ruse of the border bill that they wanted to pass was designed to fail so they could blame Trump and have a political talking
said
point.
kill
They
the
didn't
bill.
have any deportations.
He said kill the
They
bill.
didn't end catch
That's
and
not-
release, and they didn't secure the border. I read the bill. You didn't. That's why people didn't vote for it, Jessica. They are flying people into the country. Still to this day, she has not deported any person whatsoever. And she probably considers this a success. Because if you think about it, she's let in 10 million illegal aliens.
12.
Hasn't even deported anybody.
Yesterday it was 20 million. So.
Hasn't even deported anybody, Jessica. And now she says she wants to give them amnesty. Now, when they get amnesty, they can vote. And she's not deporting anybody, and she wants to give them amnesty. That means she wants the border like this. That means she doesn't want a secure border.
Non-citizens cannot
Jessica,
vote.
when you
Amnesty
get
or
amnesty,
not.
that
you
is
get
not
voted
true.
They are
out.
schooling. They are schooling Jessica on this segment, man.
Not true. They're literally taking their names off of the voting rolls. These people who are illegal. Are you kidding?
It's a complete conspiracy theory that is
no.
what's going
Jessica, I
on.
also
Yeah,
did
like
math.
14,000.
You did math.
I did
Let's
math.
talk about
Jesse
the
Waters
sex
does
offenders.
math.
Janine, let me just tell you something about my math skills. I think I did this right. No calculator. If they have 10 million illegals that they confronted crossing the border, and 500,000 of them are criminals, that's 5% of the people that she let in are criminals. 5% are criminals. And they said that these people were honest workers.
Oh, yeah.
They said they had a lower rate of offense. Now, do you think 5% of Americans are criminals? No. No, they're not. So that means the illegal aliens that are coming in have more of a predisposition
Do
to
you
crime
think it's
than the American
Do you think
citizen.
only bad hombres
When
came
you
under
talk
Trump
about sex
under
offenders,
Biden?
I just debunked
sex
like six.
offenders
No, you didn't.
are recidivists.
I
They
know.
will commit the crime again.
And against
Rest
women.
assured.
Greg, last word.
I just, one way to figure out when this happened is find out were there any correlating activities in other countries. For example, the recent emptying out of prisons in other countries, that didn't happen under Trump, nor did the dramatic drop in crime in places like Venezuela. It didn't happen under Trump, it happened under Biden. So you can look that would tell you that this is a recent phenomenon.
And the collapse of Haiti in the
Yeah.
last 2 years. All right.
Click here.
Yeah, boy, that was a spicy one, huh? What y'all think, man? Comment down below. You just can't make it up. You just can't, man. But God bless y'all and your families. I love y'all. One love to the human race. I encourage y'all to spread the love. We got to come together, man. Prayers for Trump, his family, his team, the campaign. Prayers for you guys and your family. Prayers for October. You know, it's funny. Hey, we're in crunch time, y'all. And we don't know what to expect next. We are living in the biggest history yet, man. But only hoping and praying for the best. And I will catch you beautiful people in the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.